We saw a crisis 20 years ago when Farmers for Action blockaded some of the refineries. But have you ever seen panic on the forecourts like this?
No, not at all. This is unbelievable. And I'm afraid the government have to take fully the blame for this, Nigel, because, you know, you don't come out and say 2 or 3 days, Grant Shapps saying, don't panic, there's plenty of fuel in the pipeline. And guess what? What do people do? They panic. They're like lemmings. Everyone does that sort of thing. I even got a call from a garage owner this morning who eventually sent me an email of a receipt of a person left behind for 90p just to top up. That's what he did. That's the sort of mentality. And if everyone listening to this and watching this, please recognise that you don't have to fill up to the brim. You don't need to drive for 400 miles of fuel. Just fill up halfway or even a quarter of the way. That would be fairer and will benefit everyone.
I think the government were asleep at the wheel. We could all see these problems coming weeks and weeks and weeks ago. They have opened up for 5,000 people from overseas to apply for visas, but given there are driver shortages across the whole of Europe, I'm not sure that solves anything. My feeling, and there are some, of course, stupidly trying to blame Brexit, which has very little to do with it, but my feeling is, and maybe I'm being harsh here, Howard, but my feeling is that the DVLA have proved themselves to be not fit for purpose, and that's where the real logjam is.
Absolutely right, and you've hit the nail on the head. One of the issues we're having here is there's been a HGV driver shortage since 2005. It's grown and grown and grown. About 5 years ago, before the referendum, we were looking at 40 or 50,000. It's now 100,000. Yeah. And the simple thing is the RHA and Logistics UK, which was formerly known as the FTA, they back Fare for UK, and we've been shouting at all the transport ministers, will you do something about it? And nothing. The civil servants who actually process these various things, all they've done is put obstacles in the way. CPC certificates. Drivers who've been driving for 30 years have been asked to take more tests. What more do they have to prove? They've been driving for 30 years and they've been asked to pay more money to take specific tests, CPC tests. These are the sorts of things that the bureaucrats are doing. They have no idea what we've arrived at. It's been Armageddon in the last 2 days. And to cut a long story short, it's fully the government's fault. No one else's, it's the government's fault. And they can solve this. I'm afraid in the short term, we probably will have to get the army out to actually, there's loads of tankers sitting there. Let's put HGV military drivers who've all, like they transport dangerous goods and explosives and petrol, all those sorts of things. We should use them.
Yeah, I think there may be some licensing issues, but I'll talk in a minute to somebody more intimately involved in that. But rationing, the prospect of rationing. Effectively, the garages that have fuel are rationing already. Surrey County Council are going to consider overnight giving fuel priority to certain key workers. Are we heading towards rationing, in your opinion, Howard, or do you think that actually this will sort itself out by Friday as the deliveries will be pretty much as they were last week and people won't be filling up anymore?
My instincts tell me that it will be sorted out by Friday, and I've been contacted by several refineries and some wholesalers saying we are going up there, we are building things up, they're putting extra shifts on, getting people to actually deliver, etc. The problem we do still have is once, you quite rightly pointed out, Nigel, is once they know there's petrol in a garage, you watch the queues form, and I'm afraid the fuel will be sold 20 times quicker than normal. That's what we can't legislate. And we've got to get this mindset on people. You do not have to fill your tank. To put 90p of fuel in and park your car in a garage knowing you've got 400 miles of fuel in your car is just asinine. It's ridiculous.
Some of it's been selfish beyond belief.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.